The thief sits on the steps leading out to the front door of his modest home. As he stares up at the night sky, his fingers idly trace over the top of a book. The leather cover is soft and in good condition despite its age. The man leans closer to the candle near him and opens to the front page. In neat handwritings are the words, Journal of Dominic Cassile. He flips through the journal and picks a few passages at random. 35 years ago, the 15th of Squallspeak. I did it. My first big score. It took several hours and several drinks with the merchant to work up the nerve, but I managed to pocket his coin pouch after he passed out at the table. The feeling that rushed through me when I walked back out of the door was indescribable. Now I understand why some people live this way. I need to find a place to hide the money, though. Need to make up a map or something. He flips forward a few more pages. 30 years ago, the 22nd of Fell Night. I met the most beautiful woman today. I was casing a shop and she walked up to me and struck up a conversation. Does she know? She can't, right? I've always been so careful. She says her name is Lily. I think that's some kind of flower. Fits her well enough. Even with the coat and cloak and scarf, I could tell that she was gorgeous. And she's sweet. I have to see her again. A few more pages. 26 years ago, the 3rd of Everburn. She's still talking to me. I told Lily about me, who I am and what I do. She got very quiet and said she needed time to think everything over. It took a few days, but she met me at our usual spot this morning and said she still cared for me and wanted our relationship to continue. Rose won't make eye contact with me, though. She disliked me before, and I'm sure she hates me now. 23 years ago, the 29th of Fell's March. I'm married now. She's Lily Cassile. She's mine. The rush of stealing things is nothing compared to how I feel when I look at her. I told her I would change my ways, and I meant it. It's time to find respectable work. 12 years ago, on the 9th of Icemoot. Oric learns so quickly. I've been teaching him my old tricks in the form of simple games. I think he's better than I am at this point. Perhaps we can work together eventually? No. I made a promise. I intend to keep it. He will choose his own way. I simply want to give him the tools he needs to succeed. The last page with anything on it, the writing is hurried and cramped. A year ago, the 13th of Sunswain. He's in trouble. I have to help. Someone came by the house. Threatened us. Threatened Oric. I want to help, but I'm not sure how. Their boss? Maybe he can be negotiated with. I have to try. I have to help. I'm the one who led him down this path. Thank you, everybody, for downloading this latest episode of That D&D Podcast. Before we begin, since everybody's here, why don't we go around the table and introduce ourselves. My name is Chris. I am the GM, DM, whatever you want to call it, for the Dungeon World campaign. I play all the probably bad things that threaten the life of the party, aside from their own bad decisions.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
we're pretty good at threatening our own lives.
Fully
here.
1/3 of us probably play the bad guys, but maybe not right now.
I mean, it depends on... Anyways.
I'm pretty sure Voltus's hat is black, for the record.
Well,
He's a birds person,
no,
right?
he's got a plague doctor mask.
Right.
He's really into healing people. He's a doctor.
If you want to find me online, you can do it at The Road Virus on Twitter, but the E in the is a 3, or at ThatDnDPodcast, because I'm usually the one manning that account.
Hi, I'm Mike J. Darkson Berardi. You might know me from such podcasts as this one. I am I tend to GM when Chris does not. Also, we've got a project in the pipe called That Space Wizard Podcast. So hopefully you'll be hearing something from that soon. If you want to find me on the internet, first take a black candle, take it into a quiet place that's dark, cool, but not cold. Light it on the last night of the full moon, and I will find you.
Hi, my name's David, and as Mike's lawyer, I'm going to advise him to state that we are not affiliated in any way with Hello from the Magic Tavern, and
But we wish we were.
respect them a lot, and we hope that they don't sue us.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Also, I play Zarko, the wizard, who is smart enough to be able to get himself in trouble, I guess.
Just smart enough. Just smart enough to do interesting things that get you in trouble.
Just smart enough.
Yeah, not quite smart enough to get out of trouble. Sounds like my students, actually. I am Renee, and I am playing Sam, and I have a big giant dog, and I have no brain cells left, so this will be fun. It's the last week of school, you guys!
Your dog has been missing in action for, like, ever.
My dog is at the vet's because Chris made me blow him up.
Yeah, exactly.
I gave you the choice. You chose to catch your own dog on fire.
Instead of the family. Well, you know. Yeah.
Won't somebody please think of the fur children?
Hey, knock knock, who's there? Fucking roll better.
Oh,
Get it?
You know I have to roll 9s. It's part of my contract.
Moving right along. Hi, I'm Andrew, and I play Voltus, the lawful paladin.
Oh, right. We're supposed to talk about characters, aren't we?
Well, I mean, we are characters.
I'm my own character.
I'm Bobby. I'm playing Bill, the soon-to-be-executed one-armed half-orc fighter.
You have 2 arms, you only have 1 hand.
Oh, never mind.
That's
I
way
love all
better.
the adjectives.
Never mind. Things are looking up.
Adjective man.
Didn't know that grew back.
And hi, I'm Adam, playing Oric the Thief, and reading journals and trying not to die from magic cloaks.
Yep. Okay, so did everybody introduce themselves?
No.
Slap you through the internet. Actually, when we meet one day at like PAX, and we're like, "Hey," and I'm just gonna slap you, and you'll know. You'll know why.
I'll laugh, probably.
Okay, so when we ended the last episode, it was probably almost dawn of the day of the trial. The attorneys, both equally sloshed, went to their respective lodgings for the night. Oric was reading his dad's journal, which you just got a little excerpt of at the beginning of this, and then he decided to put on that cloak that he found in the Undertrails episodes and episodes ago. And, yeah. Oric, why don't you say that thing that you were telling us before we started recording?
So yeah, I finally decided to listen to our own podcast.
First mistake.
Yeah. I listened back to the Underground episode where we actually found that cloak and realized how many hints or tips we all missed about how the dead guy that we took the cloak off actually died. And it wasn't the rocks, it was the cloak. And I just completely forgot about that whole bit and how often you reminded us that something bad was with that guy.
Yeah, but like free cloak.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, there was a lot there that I just didn't pick up on until I listened to it again.
Yep. So what we're going to do before we get to the trial, I guess we're going to see if how Oric does with this whole situation. So Oric, you're in your house, I think it was. You went inside and put the cloak on?
Yeah, it was right where I was practicing with that blow tube.
Oh, yeah, yes. You put the cloak on, and it began to tighten up almost immediately, and is cutting your... Well, excuse me, hiccups. It is cutting your wind off, cutting off your breathing. I don't know, I can't words. So what is your response to that?
So The actual first response that I thought of
Play dead.
was actually to grab the projectile that I had just shot. That had I think I already had it, and to seriously try to stab the cloak.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Let's do this. Why don't you roll me a hack and slash? I was thinking either that or a defy
Okay.
danger, because the real danger here is you stabbing yourself if this thing moves out of the way.
He's immune to his own poison, though.
Pro tip: don't choke on this roll.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just standard sleeping poison, it can't affect me.
Well, still, you could
Well, the
stab
dagger
yourself
will.
with a needle.
Yeah.
So,
Oh no, I stabbed myself with a needle. I think I'll take the hit. No, I can roll. Sure, it's fine.
I'm trying to think of which one would be better, whether it be
Defy
defy
danger.
danger. Yeah, let's go with that one, I guess. Defy danger, dex, please.
Defy danger checks. Okay.
To ratchet it around and wrench it off, and then stab that thing.
Dex.
15.
How?
Perfect rolls.
Jesus. Yeah. Okay. That's fair enough, I guess. So you stab it, and it doesn't tighten anymore, but it is still choking you pretty good.
Okay, can I figure out how this thing is clasped then?
Yeah. Before you put it on, there was a like a chain that goes across that has a little hook on the other end that you latch together.
You actually tie
And
it
it
like
was-
a noose?
It's got these.
And the chain was just shortening, or
Yeah, it seemed almost as if the hook was like almost like there were two of them, and like another one would go out and grab the next link and pull it, and then the one that was in the back now would go up and pull the next link.
I would like to try to take this off without damaging it out of curiosity, but if I need to, I'll just start cutting.
All right. To move the chain, just to what you're gonna have to do in this situation in order to get any slack to pull the chain off, you're gonna actually have to pull it just a little bit tighter to get a little bit of free space to where you can pop it off of there. And everything's getting real swimmy right now. So why don't you give me a defy danger strength? See if you can muster
you
up
had
the
to go that
resolve
way.
to get this thing off.
Wouldn't that
of
be
you.
Constitution then, maybe?
Constitution would be
Intelligence to keep all the blood in your brain while you're doing this very fine work.
Let me see. I think Constitution would probably work also. By enduring, yeah, enduring would work. Let's do Constitution.
Okay. Because that's at least not a -1.
And that's funnier.
A 2.
Holy
It
shit!
didn't matter.
You snake
It's a positive number. Huzzah!
Went from 2 6s to 2 1s.
Yeah.
Fate is a fickle.
No, this is Dungeon World, not Fate.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, nice one.
That
Don't forget to
changes
mark
everything.
experience.
His fate might be accelerated.
Well, I will die leveling up to 5.
Adam dying to level up to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, did he think to call for help or tell anyone where he was or leave a message or get back to us after the beep? Beep?
No, when y'all went to the taverns, he went his own way. So it's been several hours, and also you guys are like this is a slight time skip backwards. So you were all just pounding down some drinks.
Do we even know where the hell he lives?
Zarko
Zarko does,
does,
yeah.
and Sam does. They've both been to his house,
Okay.
but I'm not sure if any of the rest of you have. All right, so you rolled a 2.
Yup.
Dumb job, good ass.
Hard check.
Mhm.
Or give him a hard choice. Do you die or do you die pants on or die pants off?
do you suffocate, or does it crush you?
Crush
Does
your
it
windpipe.
strangle you, or does it choke you?
It's still asleep.
Yeah, it is. Let's see how much.
At this
Okay,
point, he's doing it to
roll-
himself.
So roll me a d10 and ignore armor, and then roll me whatever your attack dice is, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Still
Jesus.
have David Carradine died, though.
Wait, so you want to roll a d10 and my attack die
Not
as well?
quite.
Yes. So that 8 ignores armor, and then that 1 doesn't. No, actually, all of it ignores armor because it's around your throat. So you take 9 damage.
Oh, Jesus.
You weren't using that health, right?
The last thing that you sense before you succumb to the inky blackness of unconsciousness is a clinking sound as a hook disengages from the chain. But you pass the hell out.
Oh, just have a nice nap.
You're gonna have the worst headache.
I didn't even drink.
And that'll learn you.
If you ask the Raven Queen nicely, she'll put the blood back in.
It's not
So
really her
Oric-
thing.
Oric falls to the ground. The camera pans out and looks out the window over at the sunrise. Time accelerates, the clouds wish by, and we get to, let's say 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. There is a bell ringing at the level plain, which, for those of you not in the know, is the area where the trials are held.
Huh.
So now is the time for trialing.
Or
Is the
errors.
first trial to make it to the court?
I mean, I guess you could just follow the sound of the bell tolling over and over and over again. Bobby is currently away from his computer.
Well, no trial then, so we'll just go do something else.
No.
Well, what time is it? Like early afternoon? Is it first thing in the morning? When does the trial? When do trials usually start?
I honestly think they'd probably be a whole day affair in First Conquest.
Yeah, it's usually an all-day thing. So with the bell ringing now, you've got probably, let's say they give you an hour to get everybody gathered and situated. So it's 8 a.m. now. You got till 9 a.m. to get, in place.
Situated.
Let's see. Voltus, what are you doing in this last hour you've got to prepare?
Probably going over what little notes I've been able to prepare and then praying.
Okay.
God
Rook,
damn
what about
it,
you?
fucking biter. Rook is
Interesting.
going over his notes and praying.
Are you going to walk with the guards who are escorting Bill to the trial area, or are you going to meet him there?
I think it's more, what's the word? Symbolically appropriate if I go before him.
Oric, you walk through the front gates of town. Do you have any sort of desire to go see this trial that's about to take place?
Can I roll dice real quick?
For what?
I don't have the thing in
Just
front of me.
to
I
roll.
wanted to make a snarky comment about dark purple splotches on his neck. Like roll to find ligature marks.
Roll for kink shame.
Yeah.
Someone's gotta. And if it's
No,
gonna be
yeah.
anybody, it's gonna be Mike. I mean, Rook.
I'm familiar with it. It's all right.
Okay, sorry, I completely spaced out on what you said, Adam. Did you want to go to this trial?
The bells sound interesting, so yeah.
Okay. Zarko, what is your plan for the goings on today? Pretty much everything is shut down aside from the taverns, of course, and some basic necessities like that. Like the guards are still posted and everything, but a lot of the market stalls are closed and everything for today.
Well, I figured Zarko just had breakfast at the tavern and then headed there.
Sam, what are you and Max doing?
Sam usually stays out of this kind of thing, but she does know Bill. She probably won't show up at the beginning of the trial. But
You're gonna be fashionably late.
right, she's just is more just interested to see what would happen and kind of should she need to make a decision and or get involved.
Never seen a half-orc executed by the state before.
Okay.
So yeah, I think she's gonna come, an hour, 2 hours later. But not be there with all of the people at the beginning because people.
After the boring blah opening
Right,
statements things are done.
and everyone kind of flocking around gossiping and things. She's not really into that.
Bill, early in the morning, a few hours before you're actually let out to the trial area, somebody comes in. They've got a pan with water and a really gross, dirty-looking sponge.
Oh god, don't give him a pan.
They tell you to stand up and raise your arms so that they can clean you real quick. And also in the room are 4 guards, each with spears pointed in your direction.
You can take him.
Is there a meal tray anywhere nearby?
Nope.
Are the people holding spears small children?
Oh,
My one weakness.
Only
I
3
can't
of them.
hold myself back.
No, I'll raise my arms.
So this person kind of gives you a cursory sponge bath and then throws...
Caution to the wind.
They throw a sort of linen jumpsuit kind of thing to you. It smells recently laundered, but it's got stains and junk on it, so it was probably some sort of white at one point, but now it's a grayish, brown, splotchy thing.
nice.
That color is grayish.
Great.
If they do I have any idea that this shitty washing and crappy dressing is going on?
I don't think so. I mean, you said you were gonna, have him catch up with you there, so...
No, I
figured-
meant like literally like go before him, as in like leading the procession.
Oh. You could be there when they're doing this.
Okay, because I'm gonna berate them to actually put a half-ass amount of effort into this and use perhaps a mostly clean sponge and not the only dressing gown they found at the bottom of a well that had been caved in for 20 years, and perhaps something that showed some sort of respect to a person that is in fact a living individual.
Rook just wants to see Bill naked.
He's not saying no. Like you're not wrong.
Look, man, once you go green,
You know what I mean.
thank you.
You like a mean?
When you start berating them, one of them looks over at you, and he says, "You're allowed in here because you are his defendant. We don't have any clean clothes that are behemoth-sized. He will take what he gets, and truly, it probably won't affect much, and he won't need that come sundown."
Well, that's really not the option that I'm talking about here. We're talking about judging people based upon
Their actions?
the weakest of us, the way that we treat the weakest of them. And this is somebody in your care, you're treating them poorly. It reflects poorly on you. Now, if you want to do a shitty job and be seen as being a shitty person, that's really up to you.
Bill
Can I roll to give him a
Bill
tongue
still
lashing?
feels his phantom hand and gives Rook a thumbs up with it. Then remembers, then uses the other hand.
Phantom high five.
Rook just sees it as him raising his stump.
Stump found.
I mean, you can, of course, always berate people. I'm not sure there's a whole lot...
I think he's trying to do like I am the law.
I'm gonna use I'm gonna pray over the oh shit
No, the dirty
So-
jumpsuit.
right the whole thing is this is a ritualistic thing, right? And it pisses Rook off that somebody would do that in a half-hearted effort. So instead of
Gotcha,
washing
I
him with a
gotcha.
dirty sponge and dressing him in torn linens or whatever it was, I'm gonna cast Sanctify on the process, like on the water and stuff, so that it's got a bit more of that.
Got some more stank on it?
It's more,
No.
yeah, Tony Stank. Got some more a little bit like ritualistic process to it.
I want
Okay.
Rook to wash me.
Holy stank.
Purified of any mundane spoilage. Nice, okay. So, roll me your cast a spell move.
I don't remember what my character is. Is it 2 or 3? Does anyone remember?
Cleric.
Probably 2.
I'll try 2. I rolled a 13.
13. That water clean as shit. It's probably the cleanest water in
Hey-o.
town.
It's clean as shit.
Yeah.
Could it be as clean as urine? Because urine's sterile. You can drink it.
Well, you can, in a pinch, I guess.
It is even cleaner than piss.
Hooray!
It is
Alright,
some
look.
sort of heretofore unknown quantity of clean water that is cleaner than piss.
Well, look, Bill, I can't promise you that everything's going to turn out great today, but I will promise you that we're going to treat you like a person as opposed to filth. And I give the guards the eye, and I said, look, man, this is how you do it.
Just every Friday night.
All right, let's go. Bring us on. I've done my ritualistic thing.
Thank you, Rook.
The guards motion for Rook to leave the room, and then one forms up kind of on each corner around Bill, and they begin the procession towards the area where the trial is going to be. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. I have the freaking hiccups tonight. Or,
Don't worry, you
always.
can fix it in post.
Slow him down.
Slow-mo, reverb, everything. Put a lot of bass in it. It's like... Okay, does anybody want to do anything before this trial starts? I will take that deafening silence as a no.
No.
Zarko did want to do one thing.
Sure.
He just wanted to cast Detect Magic to make sure there wasn't like any shenanigans going on in the courtroom.
Okay. Yes. What sense are you attuning to magic, Zarko? Please be taste. Please be taste.
My ears.
Okay.
Ah,
Listening. Sorry.
your listening ears.
All right. So roll your detect magic spell for me.
A 12.
Very nice. Goes off without a hitch. As everyone gathers around, you hear very few magical sounds. There's some sort of pendant being worn by one of the arbiters, aka the judges.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else really resonates a whole lot. There might be, a ring or something like that somebody might have off in the crowd, but nothing that nothing that sounds dangerous to you.
Right. Okay. It sounds pretty mundane or
Yeah.
not nefarious.
Yeah. There's a few rings that are imbued with some sort of enchantment to make them always shiny. Some
Mhm.
really low level
Nice.
magical crap like that, but
Okay.
ring of +2 bling.
Hey, if you can wield the magic.
If you got it, flaunt it.
Mm-hmm.
Truth.
I'd fucking buy jewelry that cleans itself.
Seriously.
For true. Me too. Alright, so once everybody is gathered there, there's the kind of low murmur of a crowd just waiting for something to happen. One of the guards up by the far end of the open area shouts, "All rise!" And two people walk out onto this kind of raised platform.
Some kind of a level plane.
Sort of, but they stand above all others, looking down in judgment. These are probably the arbiters.
They're probably communists.
There's communists always putting themselves above other people.
So, those fucking communists, one of them is the Saint Sister herself.
Fucking communists.
And one of them is a member of the town guard. I'm trying to remember the name of this lady. It was one of the the higher up people that Sam has interacted with before. Cannot for life of me remember her name.
Doesn't it start with an E?
Oh, it's the person that invented the sandwich yet.
No,
Ravestein.
that's Ravestein.
Ravestein died 3,000 years ago.
She was looking pretty good then.
It was like Valerie or something like that.
Valerie.
I don't know. That's her.
That sounds right.
What was that joke from the last podcast? Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Raven Queen.
Let's say her name's Valerie now, if it wasn't before. Retcon.
Come
She
on
changes
over,
her name
Valerie.
a lot. It happens.
Some people call her Craigery for some reason.
Gregory?
It's actually just a really popular man's name.
Craig Arena, excuse me.
So the Saint Sister speaks up, and she says, "Present the denounced." And one of the guards, the one standing behind you, Bill, I mean, it's not a hard shove, but he kind of taps you on the back, indicating, "Hey, walk forward."
I look back and see, yeah, I heard her, dick. And then I start to walk forward.
Okay. You are led over to a very simple stone bench. There's a ring attached to the bottom of it. They lead you over there, get you to sit down, and then they chain one of your legs, run the chain through the ring, and then chain your other leg so you can't, run away. Valerie looks down at you, and she says, "Please state your name for the record."
Borgoth. Tomboro.
Do you understand why you're here today?
I don't understand much.
But do you understand why you're here today?
Yes.
Can you enlighten us as to why you believe that is?
I committed a crime.
And that crime would be, for all those present?
Does he have to respond to that?
Do I have to incriminate myself?
Objection!
Yeah. Is there anything like approaching knowledge of trial? I guess we should have read up on legal stuff instead of prayer.
You can object if you wish. That's definitely up to you.
I just don't know if this is the town's way. What's that spout lore shit, right?
Yeah, go for that. Do a spout lore.
I think it's intelligence.
Spout legal minutia.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that I know something about this.
Yeah, you do. All right, so at 10, I have to tell you something interesting and useful about the subject relevant to your situation.
Lay it on me, boss.
All right. I think Renee's dead. Nope, she's fine. Yes, sorry. I gotta stop looking at things aside from my microphone. Have you been to a ton of these trials before, or have you just kind of heard of the processes?
I'm a cleric of law, so
Okay. This seems a bit unorthodox. Usually, the charges are read aloud, that sort of thing. Then they ask him how he pleads. So having him explain to everyone present why he's here is a bit strange.
all right. So I stand up and I say, the situation is grave. It's serious. This person is being accused of a crime. We can do that in the way that follows this town's laws and this town's order without having to resort to theater, without trying to trick people into confessing to things for which they have not been convicted. And it's shameful for you and to you, and it brings shame upon this court for you to conduct yourselves in any manner other than the truest to the laws of this city.
Veltus is going to rise and just state that confession is good for the soul.
I like that counterpoint. The Saint Sister holds up her hand. She says, "Very well. Inquisitor, you speak for the city. Would you care to read the charges that are being levied against this man?"
Do I speak for the entire city in this matter? Damn, y'all done fucked
I
up.
pass Voltus a note. It just says not guilty.
You find defendant Quilty.
I am Ron Burgundy? We probably have, actually, do I have a full list of Bill's charges? Because I know the big crime, TM, is the child murdering.
So, when you showed up, you've each got a podium with some, storage areas in it. On each of those podiums is a scroll. There is the charge that you would expect from the beginning. There is also, it seems to be added at the bottom as a PS. There is a killed another dude, escaped from prison, attacked a anointed defender of the church.
I'd like to hear more about this anointed defender of a church. He sounds handsome and dashing.
We should make this the most glaring crime. I'm going to focus on this one first.
Your Honor, we'd like to present we'd like to ask the court present if he is so handsome, why does he always wear a mask? No further questions, Your Honor.
The defense would like to file a motion for ooh burn. Let's get this man some ointment.
I could use some ointment. I am pretty badly burned.
Okay, so real quick before Voltus reads the charges, Bill just rolled some dice, and so why don't you explain what you just rolled for and the results, Bobby?
Silently?
Yeah.
Like, silently. Or just not
He just
loudly.
bends them slowly.
Roll plus strength to destroy an inanimate obstacle. Plus 10, choose 3. 7 to 9, choose 2. I chose it doesn't make a lot of noise, and it doesn't take very long.
There's a difference between doesn't make a lot of noise and silent.
Look, I played those Batman games. Apparently, a lot of loud things are just silent.
Bill coughs as he does it.
Pretend you're just
Yeah.
farting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking like the metal's creaking and Bill just like leaning to one side to make look like he's tooting.
And then actually
What is
toots.
the chair, you guys?
So, yes, right now, your chains are broken, and at the moment, it seems like nobody has realized. So, Voltus, do you have anything you'd like to read out, or...
Yeah, I'll read out the list of charges presented to me. Probably paraphrasing the dude murder.
Yeah.
And also pointing out that it wasn't just anyone that it was attacked, it was me. But also that, yeah. Otherwise, just read the charges in a matter-of-fact way.
Okay. Valerie from the town guard looks down at Bill. She says, "How do you plead to these charges that have been raised against you?"
The 5th.
That don't work.
Uh,
Fifth Amendment ain't a thing here.
so what are the exact charges? I mean, guilty to the child killing.
There's the first count of murder, the kid. There's the second count of murder, the dude in the prison. There is the third count, which is escaping from prison. And there is the fourth count, which is striking a rightly anointed member of the church.
Okay, to the third one, nobody told me I couldn't get out. Nobody told me explicitly that I wasn't supposed to leave.
That's not how laws work?
She holds her hand up and she says, "We'll go down the list, and I'm going to need you to say either guilty or not guilty."
Okay.
Very well. For the first count, alleged murder of a child, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Totally guilty of that child murder. But I didn't break out of no prison.
I don't feel like I
For
was
these-
at fault for it.
For the second count of the murder of another person in the prison, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
For the charge of escaping from the town prison, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
And for the charge of attacking an anointed member of the Holy Church, how do you plead?
Bill holds up his stump hand. Not guilty.
So you admit that you killed this child, yes?
Yes.
You understand the consequences for this act alone are severe.
I assume so.
Do you still wish to go through a trial for the rest of the charges?
Yes.
Very well. The case will begin then. So what we're going to do is we're going to move to our first section of the trial. Well, I guess that was this part. And the previous part where you guys researched it. Sorry. The next part we're going to is the revelation, where the case is laid bare and introduced to the world. So basically these are the opening statements. So who would like to begin?
I probably should. The case, people of First Conquest, the case before you today is simple. I personally still bear the wounds of the assault I suffered at the hands and, more accurately, feet of one Mr. Bill. He has already pled guilty to one incredibly violent crime, and I would love to hear his reasoning as to not guilty for the other charges laid at his feet. I don't have to. I have faith that this trial will be carried out properly in accordance to our traditions, and I know that my opposite member, Rook, feels the same. And then just sit down.
So just as a quick reminder, I should have said this before we did the opening statements. If we need to modify them, feel free. But since he claimed guilty to the child murder, that part is just kind of found to be, default judgment. So we're only trying him for the rest of it.
So we're going to kill him. We're just going to see how many times we kill him.
This whole thing's going down in the court record, so, maybe he wants to at least be absolved of a few things.
Bending my knee backwards.
So Rook stands up, and did they take my weapons before we entered the courtroom?
No, actually. It is generally assumed if you are carrying weapons around in town that you are responsible enough to only use them when necessary.
All right, awesome. This just took a change for the interesting.
Oh,
So,
okay.
the Rook points at his warhammer and he says, "This is a weapon. It's dangerous. In the wrong hands, it's deadly. In the right hands, it's deadly. It was developed from a tool of peace into an instrument of war. It's used to kill. I have used this to kill. I've used this to kill in the name of my God. I've fought with it by my side. It was there when I lost my leg." He points to the femur that he uses as a peg. And it's going to be there probably when I lose my life. Weapons and war is not pretty. They have side effects. They cause irreparable damage to people, their lives, their minds, the people that they love. There are no winners in war. There are survivors, those that are left.
Doesn't sound very bloody conquest.
It is. It's only if you don't think those are bad things, right? I say this not to scare you. This is not. This is the reality in which sometimes we live. Bill is not unlike this warhammer. Sometimes it's violent. I myself am capable of extreme violence and have been in the past. But when used properly, it is a tool. And I believe that there is still use left in Bill.
Did he just call me a tool?
Your defense is Bill's a tool.
You can't
My
really help
defense
it.
is basically not that Bill didn't do it, but that I still have use for him.
We have better
There are
uses
things that
for
I want him for.
Fair enough. Right. So that part is done. So next we move to the segment called A World of Stone and Word. This is where you lay out any specific facts or precedent or anything like that you want to use in the case before we get to call on the witnesses. So is there any specific evidence you guys want to present or anything like that that isn't testimony?
Sorry, anything that isn't testimony. Yeah. Okay.
Like,
yeah, if I can present the boot imprint in my knee, that would be... That's considered physical evidence.
That is.
That could have been anybody's boot.
did I not fix your knee entirely yet, Andrew?
I think you, set it back, but there's probably still indents in the armor.
Okay, as long as you're healed.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no. You undid the damage.
Okay, just making sure.
At least the physical damage.
It's the mental scars that you'll bear forever.
The horror.
Okay, so how would you like to present this to the court? Basically, the Saint Sister says, now it is time for the world of stone and word. Are there any facts or precedents that must be presented for this case?
I would like to submit the site of injury in the fourth charge. Yeah, third charge was getting out of jail, so the fourth charge.
Yeah. Very well. Where is this site of injury?
And I'll just sort of, I'll actually, full-on Captain Morgan pose on my desk to show off the busted as shit in the armor.
Okay.
Also, if we could get a Captain Morgan deal out of this, that'd be awesome. Think of the brand synergy.
So the arbiters, they have a scroll on in front of their chairs, and they take a few notes. And they said, "Very well. Is there any other evidence that you must present?"
Nothing that isn't testimony, I suppose.
Well, Sentinel, do you have any evidence to present to the court?
What's the heaviest thing in here?
Bill.
The podium or the big stone thing that they're sitting behind?
Do we need to prove that he's insurmountably strong, or is he obviously insurmountably strong?
Do you feel like you need to prove that he's insurmountably strong?
I mean, I'd like to point out the fact that Bill is capable of, for example, lifting the table in front of him over his head.
Okay.
Not guilty by reason of usefulness.
Yes. Perhaps not guilty, but simply reasons of usefulness.
To be absolved of the consequences of his crime.
No, I've got a plan for that too.
Okay.
We will consider this act. And they look down at him and they say, "Do what you must, but be warned. If you act in a threatening way, the guard will take you down."
Okay, so let's not do that then. Just to keep that from accidentally happening. You're cleaning your spear and it went off into the prisoner. I understand how that happens
Yeah,
sometimes.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that Bill would get up and walk over to something
Yes.
and walk
Yes.
right through the chain hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll skip by that. I don't know.
I mean, I could do that just as a further testament to my strength. I allowed myself to be chained.
He dies doing what he loves. Being strong.
I'm not sure if that helps my case or hurts it, so...
Right.
Well, no, you're totally fine to have him do the lifting thing. Just, if he starts running towards somebody with a giant stone podium held over his head, he's going to get full of spears. But, I mean, they're not going to, poke him just for lifting.
Okay.
As long as you explain what's going on.
And I'm not going to do that.
As an example of how impressively strong Bill is, I'd like him to pick up the table in front of him. Everyone's cool with that. Bill, please pick up the table.
Okay. I stand up, walk through the chains as they break, and go to the table. Now, does it affect my strength at all that I have just one hand?
Do we not restrain the prisoners?
Give me a defy danger strength to lift this thing.
Oh man.
And
He gets it above his head, and then...
well, I'm trying to think if not having an arm would probably fuck this up some.
Wait,
But
Oh god,
He's
yes.
But
got
he's
an
just
arm.
missing a
Right.
hand.
It's
Right,
just
right.
a, it's just a
missing
hand.
He's just
Okay.
jabbing the stump that he
Yeah.
admits still has phantom pain in it.
Yeah, if he was doing chin ups, it'd be more difficult.
Yeah.
But
All right.
Can I try doing something else instead? Or do you want me to just defy danger?
I just want...
What was your idea?
Break the table.
Sure.
I know you just
If
said
you
lift
wanna
it, but
do like a hack and slash, I guess, for that?
I was going to do the thing that one of my starting moves as a warrior, where I can just break inanimate
Just
objects.
break shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if that counts as an inanimate obstacle. It's an obstacle to your freedom. That'll work. So it's like a metaphorical obstacle.
ooh,
So-
getting fancy up in here.
if you flip the table on its side, it becomes an obstacle.
Mhm.
I saw that movie.
If you're trying to break this thing, you won't really be able to choose any of these because nothing of value is damaged is not an option. You can fix it again without a lot of effort is not an option. Yeah, just roll. We'll see what happens.
It's a clean break.
11. Okay. So,
Doesn't take very long.
yeah.
It doesn't make a lot of noise. And then I fix it.
It's the quietest table break ever. Everyone is impressed.
Now, do you do it with your regular hand or the stump?
In between my elbows.
You fold it in half.
Like you chicken wing it? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I was figuring karate chop. Wait, what are you...
Yeah.
describe to me how it looks for you, because that sounds different than mine.
And confusing.
Not long ways, but across the middle. Pick it up and just break it in half
Okay.
silently.
That was the most impressive
not
bit, right
silent.
there.
Quietly. He's not like, "Roar." He's not Zangiefing
Yeah.
it. He's just,
Oh, that's
Just
funny.
doesn't break eye contact as he breaks it in half.
The
can hear
entire
him-
time.
You can hear him whistle over the sound of it breaking.
Well, I don't fix it, but it can be easily fixed. Then I go
Yeah.
back and sit down and put the broken shackles back on my feet.
Thank you, Bill. That was very useful.
I don't think his strength was ever under question. It was whether or not he could be trusted to use it in a responsible manner.
And yet he just followed my instructions to the letter.
Sure,
He
Oric,
lifted
you're
it.
not here.
this time.
He totally lifted it. And then broke it.
But it's easy to fix.
What happens the next time he murders a child or another man?
Maybe it can be easily fixed.
Well, if he's killing someone that we told him to kill, then that's probably okay.
Wow.
And if he's killing indiscriminately as is his wont.
Well, then we're going to have to stop him from doing
Can
that permanently.
Zarko start screaming from the peanut gallery, or is that not allowed?
How many is too many times?
You can scream from the peanut gallery if you want. There is a chance that you will be grabbed by the guards and tossed out.
Listen, Waldorf.
Well, I guess the question is all this back and forth in character between.
I am if he is.
I always
Between-
are.
I like it. I like it as an in-character argument.
Okay, so I mean, if that's all that, Zarko probably wants to throw something out.
Drop some hot lava.
Yeah. Bill was acting in your defense.
Ooh.
And now he's acting in mine.
Whose defense was he acting in the prison?
His own.
His own.
His own.
The best kind of defense is preemptive offense, right, guys?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the prison.
I didn't get to read the charges. Fuck you guys.
The enemy cannot press a button if you disable his hand.
All right. So, is that all you're gonna say, Zarko? Are you gonna sit back down?
I guess unless they start shouting back at me.
Who even let that rabble in here?
I'm pretty sure it's.
He seems suspicious.
I'm pretty sure that's his right as his nature of the town. People are allowed into the
Yes.
trial.
So some people are murmuring back and forth, trying to figure out how what you said plays into the trial, and they're looking around to see who actually said it because they were so focused, on the front area that they weren't paying attention to the people around them. And one of the guards starts walking around looking for anybody who's about to stand up and say more things. Valerie holds up her hand. She goes, "Very well, very well. The evidence is entered. Is there any other evidence to submit, or shall we move on?"
Yeah, I can't think of any evidence that isn't testimony.
I'm pretty
To
sure
this
this trial is
crime.
going to be us being real earnest and then it being over.
That sounds important.
It hurts. The two judges lean towards each other. They whisper a few things back and forth. And they say, "We will call a short recess."
Oh boy, I play the slides.
Oh, no fair. I never get the slides.
Okay. Here, I'll hold
Go to
you while
court
you
about it.
Tether
and
ball.
monkey bars.
Slowpoke.
During this time, we ask that the flock elects a representative. And then they walk off.
The fuck is the flock?
All the people from town who are gathered and watching.
Zarko, do it.
Chris?
Be popular.
Is there any way I could find somewhere to eavesdrop on the arbiters?
Oh, man. Adam, you're my favorite.
It would involve some sneaking.
Sneaking?
Try it.
Oh, never mind.
Will it
then.
perhaps involve poison as well? Or perhaps
Oops, the judge fell asleep, everybody.
bees?
I think you have a sneaky move, don't you?
What a crazy random happenstance.
It just sounds too convenient. I'm gonna say no. No. I'm just kidding. What is that sneaky move?
There's no move. It's just probably a defy danger kind of check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, how are you trying to get back there? Are you trying to stay in the shadows, all sneaky-like, or are you trying to just act like you're supposed to be there?
Dress up as a guard. That totally works in the city.
Works at Hitman.
Yeah.
As long as you know your name.
Just go with Gregory. He's totally a guard.
No, I think it would have to be a combination of not necessarily like skulking through shadows, but moving out of line of sight and just acting like I have somewhere to be, or
Okay.
There's gotta be a bathroom back here somewhere, right?
Yes. Sure.
God, that would be the worst poison ever.
The need to use the bathroom.
Just like a diuretic poison.
I had one of those actually,
It has like a shit your bones out
Yeah.
and then paralyzed.
and then
poison.
fall asleep. Yeah.
Like, you make like a really mild version of it, and you're just like, and a guy's like, and then just runs, abandoning his post.
Oh, no.
Okay, so you're able to get most of the way towards where you see them leave. Once you get to this area, they're sequestered in a small building. For those of you who are looking at the map, it's right here.
Neat.
That little square one right there.
Mm-hmm.
It is well guarded. All the entrances have like 2 guards posted. So how are you going to try to get past them to get into here?
Go seduction.
So how big is this building? Does it look like there's multiple rooms inside this building, or is it just like a single room that they just sort of hang out in?
It seems about the size of like a small-sized apartment. So it's only, 400 square feet or so. So it's probably a room or 2.
Hey, there's probably got to be ventilation somewhere.
Does that mean you're trying to get to the ventilation?
I'm trying to think if there's somewhere I could just,
Sneak.
relax at hang out by a window or a grating or something that might not need to be guarded since it's small. I don't know. Depends on what's on the outside of this building.
Well, the building's standing mostly by itself. There's a door and there's a window by that door. A quick inconspicuous walk around shows that that's pretty much the only door in or out.
Okay, so there's guards in the front.
Yes.
And is there anyone like around the back of the building?
There's one guard who's like doing laps, walking around, but most of them seem to be positioned by that one door.
Okay, so when the one guard makes the lap around the building, I want to see if I can scale the to the roof.
Okay.
I love how exasperated you sound by this, Chris.
I'm just trying to think of how to do this. Well, you'd be in real danger if you got caught, and both of those would be sneaky things. Give me a Defy Danger Dex.
7.
7.
Hmm.
Huh. So that means you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. I get to offer you a bad outcome. Or like a hard bargain thing. So let's say you get to choose who hears this. Either the people inside the building or one of the guards outside the building.
I'm gonna say one of the guards outside, because I think I can lay low easier than
Sure.
interrupting with people talking inside.
The one who is patrolling, he's out of earshot. There's one who seems to be zoned out, and then he hears kind of a muffled thump as something hits the roof. And he goes, "Huh? Hey, you guys stay over here. I heard something. I'm going to go check it out." So you hear armored footsteps coming your way. But now that you've made it up here, you do see a chimney.
How? I guess right now I just want to see if I can hear sound coming through these.
I was looking for the toilet on top of the building.
The voices of the people they're a bit raised, as if they're talking to each other from like a different room.
Okay, I'm pretty sure people die going to chimneys, but that's maybe not older chimneys. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if they're turned on. Or,
Yeah,
the
for what?
fireplace at the bottom of the chimney.
It probably doesn't have a flue, so you're probably okay. I say probably. They could be technologically
It's
advanced.
the worst place
Who
to
knows?
catch a flu.
Ho-ho.
I'm really interested to get in there, so I want to go in.
All right. Are you just gonna like plop down to the bottom, or do you want to try to go down?
Yeah, I imagine you can probably brace yourself on each side of the chimney and
Yeah, you can
scale
do
down
the
slowly.
push your back against one
Yeah.
side and walk slowly. Yep. So you get to the bottom. There's a little like folding metal grate covering the fireplace area, and this area actually the fireplace looks out onto a small little circular area that joins two separate rooms. And from what you can tell, the Saint Sister is out on one side, and Valerie is out on the other one. And they seem to be sitting down, having some water, kind of just staring off at some books and papers and stuff that are in there.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything immediately that I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm not going to jump out and say hi or anything, so yeah.
Surprise,
Sure.
cockbags!
It'd be in your best interest if he said he was innocent.
It just like drops down a
Just
note, not
Put them both to sleep and go dressed up as
both of
two
them.
of them somehow. Yep.
Hi there.
They're just like one of those like people that operate several puppets on
Yeah.
sticks and strings, so they can look like they're in like a chorus line or something.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So just sort of recon.
Yeah, they talk back and forth a little bit about, so what do you think this guy's chances are? And one of them, the Saint Sister says, well, he already pled guilty to the child murder, and I don't know how devout of a follower you are of the Church of Lash, but that doesn't usually end well.
It ends the way it should.
And Valerie nods, and she says, but what about the whole he's a tool that can be used thing? And she says, well, there is some merit to that, but I don't know. It'll also depend who the flock elects and what they have to say.
They say, you're a tool that can be used, and that tends to etchy.
Ooh,
Not a.
So is there anything else you'd like to do in here, Oric? As far as you could tell, nobody in here notices your presence.
Yeah, nothing immediately.
Are you going to sneak back out, or you just want to chill in there?
No, I think I'll hang out for now.
So now we'll go over to
Chris, you don't
the
chill in the chimney.
crowd of
Come
townspeople
on.
who are gathered around.
He doesn't even chim.
Do you even Jim, bro? God damn it, no. No, Renee, no.
You have no one to blame but yourself for that, Chris.
I know. I not only walked right into it, I also did part of it, so...
That was great.
All right, so those of you who are gathered in the crowd of townspeople, I guess Sam, you've made it there now. They've gone through
Yeah.
the first bit. It's taken a little while.
There's
You show
orange
up during the snack
wedges
break.
and
That was my plan.
Yeah.
There's orange
hey,
wedges
Sunny
and
D.
fruit punch.
Bree son,
Great.
come on, get it right.
You got to keep your electrolytes up
After
for
the
judging
after the
people.
trial,
Oh, right.
Gather up in a line and
Good
slap
trial,
it with his
good
hand.
trial.
Good game. Good trial.
Trout,
Good
go fuck
trial.
yourself, good trial.
Good trial.
Good trial.
Good defense, good defense, good defense, good offense, yeah. So, are any of the party members, I guess Sam and Zarko, you're the only party members who are there right now, are any of you campaigning
Oh
to
my god,
be,
yes, please.
like, elected to be the voice of the townspeople?
Yes.
Hmm.
No.
No.
Elect the dog.
There we go.
1 bark for innocent, 2 barks for guilty.
What does 3 barks mean?
Hang him!
Both.
Hang everybody!
You're missing some evidence.
I'm out of order? This whole system's out of order! It's the anarchist dog.
Yeah, no, the trial's going a little different than Zarko thought it was going to, so he wants to maybe not piss in the porridge as much as he had initially planned to.
Alright, so since none of you guys step forward... Sorry, what were you saying?
Sam is more interested to see what the townspeople will decide to do on their own than to interfere.
Alright, well, since none... God damn it, Bob. Everybody click that link real quick.
My favorite part about that is that's the wrong place for the word fucking. I mean, maybe it's the
Yeah.
right place, but it
Yep.
puts that whole thing in a different light.
Yeah.
You're going to fucking jail, Greg, versus you're
Yes.
fucking going to jail, Greg.
Well, it's all a matter of how you stress the words.
You're going to fucking jail, Greg?
You're going to fucking jail.
You're going to
Fucking
fucking
jail.
Anyway,
Fucking
so
jail.
Bobby linked a picture that's a German Shepherd swearing in on a Bible, and then the caption is, "You're going to fucking jail, Greg." All right, so since neither of you is standing up to be the voice of the town, someone else is elected.
Gregory?
Who is it?
Gregory will never be not a fucking
Max.
Gregory's burned
Yeah.
corpse. I mean, what?
The Burned Man.
Oh, Bill, what is wrong with you?
Any objections?
All of
Oh,
the
man.
objections. This is a
That's
terrible
a
idea.
Please don't take it.
Unless someone else comes up with a better one. That's just
Yeah.
Drama City right there.
No. That makes my job impossible.
I mean, yeah, yeah. That basically guarantees the guilty murder outcome.
Maybe he's really, really scared of the Crimson Hand.
Yeah, but Bill told them that they could go sodomize themselves. Oh, but okay, he's afraid of them, so okay, I get what you.
Right. So, he'll listen to the argument that Bill could be used as a tool. Tool.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's a
Bill's
tool that's going to fucking jail.
You guys are a bunch of dildos.
Hopefully it's a nail file.
All right, so the person chosen to be the voice of the town,
No.
Don't do it.
Alfonso Weaver, the child of the father who was
The
killed.
father of the child?
Not the child of the father who was
The
killed.
father. Wait, no, wait.
Dead child shows
That's-
up in
yeah.
No,
a
this is the
courtroom.
kid of the dad that you brained in prison.
Ooh, also good.
Oh.
Oh god, that's
That's-
even worse. What was he in
but
jail for?
I'm gonna child abuse.
I redeemed myself.
You redeemed yourself through random murder. I don't think that's how that works.
I sensed it.
You don't have sense evil, you're a fighter.
No, sorry. It is the dad of the kid you killed. I fucked up words and I was trying to make it sound like
But
that's what I meant.
It can't be. He's already pled guilty to that. This guy is not impartial.
No, he's absolutely impartial because the thing that he's guilty of isn't
Yeah.
on trial now.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have any ulterior motives. None. They were all absolved.
This guy is really well dressed and looking like he's acting like a real shitbird right now.
I don't think the court recognizes your sarcasm. FYI.
The court recognizes it. They don't fucking appreciate it.
No one appreciates my art.
Guess your son took after his mother.
Ooh, Betty.
I mean, they don't keep a record of these. Like, the verdict is carried out, and then everybody leaves, and they're like, "Okay, court's dead now."
We still got some fruit punch left.
It'll be at the tavern. It's fine. Come to the tavern for cake and pie. Cake and pie?
Cake
Punch
and
and
pie. Man, score.
Cake and pie. Yeah.
All right. So back on track. The election is done. It's pretty much unanimous except for a few dissenting voices. Some of them coming from the attorney area, which is usually not cool, but whatever. So yes, it is Alfonso Weaver, the father of the child that Bill death punched. And sorry, didn't mean to punch my microphone there. I was cleaning my glasses.
Death punch your microphone.
And
Good thing you didn't death punch it.
yep, Oric,
So sorry.
one of the guards knocks on the door. He says, "Arbiters, the decision has been made. Whenever you're ready, please come back and we'll restart the trial." So the Saint Sister gets up. She goes to leave, and then she drops her papers on the floor, and she says, "Oh, it'll be a few minutes. Just go on ahead, and I'll catch up with you." So Valerie says, "Sure." Picks up her stuff, puts it in a scroll case, knocks on the door twice.
A scroll case. Does it have a scimitar in it?
Nope.
Oh.
They don't do that anymore.
That went out of vogue a few thousand years ago.
So yes, the guard escorts her out and says, "Where's the Saint Sister?" She goes, "Oh, she dropped some papers. She'll be with us shortly." And then Oric, it's just you and her in the room alone.
Quick, Agent 47, do your thing.
Okay, I'm gonna knock her out.
What
Little
the fuck?
little sleep poison.
Yeah.
What?
Just a little
What?
love tap.
Okay, and
Adam,
and-
I am generally the evil one. Are you sure that...
and after you do that, anything else you want to like tie her up or?
Hey, this is... When I said it got
Slit her
edgy,
throat?
this is a little strange.
Yeah, I'm gonna secure her and take her form.
Wait, how? Take her form?
A few seconds later, there is a knock on the door. The guard opens the door and leads the Saint Sister out back to the trial. So this is a pretty long episode, so what we're going to do is end this one here. Thank you, everybody, for downloading this latest episode of That D&D Podcast. We hope you're as confused as 5/6 of the party is right now, and we hope that you tune in next week to find out what's going on.
Chris, can I just say I don't appreciate being cliffhangered on my own podcast?
Oh, yes.
Well, you get to find out before the listeners do what happened.
Oh yeah, I don't have to wait, but this still sucks.
So, yes, we hope you continue to like, share, and subscribe. If you would be so kind as to leave us reviews wherever you get our podcast from, it would be greatly appreciated. We also have a Patreon if you would feel inclined to support us with money dollars for some strange reason. You can go to patreon.com/ThatDnDPodcast. And as always, if you have any comments, critiques, suggestions, or anything like that, send us an email at ThatDnDPodcast@gmail.com. So thanks, and see you next Monday. That D&D Podcast is released under a Creative Commons 4.0 Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivative license. Feel free to share with friends, but don't cut anything out and don't sell our work. Dungeon World intro music is Back to the Woods by Jason Shaw. You can find Jason's music on the Free Music Archive, and our outro music is Dirt Roads by Kevin MacLeod. His music can also be found on the Free Music Archive. See the show notes for any music used in the individual episodes, and visit us at ThatDnDPodcast.com. Dungeon World is the property of Sage Latora and Adam Coble. All other copyrighted content is owned by their associated copyright holder.